Well, guys, welcome back. Dog Meeting Podcast. We're headed home right now we hunted a tournament. It's me, myself, Tanner, Herr,
Cody Jenkins,
Ed Barnes.
We're tired, but we had a good time. And I am driving, so we might get pulled over.
Yeah, and if you hear some noise, it's from the truck. We're recording as we go on.
Yeah, so maybe it won't squeak as bad as Ed's truck did in that last episode.
It's got to be better than that.
But no, we had a good time. We didn't win anything, but it was a 2-day hunt. Biggest 3 hogs. Of course, they had side pots of big boar and big sow. We went out towards western Oklahoma to a friend of mine's spot where he grew up at, but we bait hogs the whole time. I mean, we never did turn out and not find one. We had trouble sealing the deal with the bulldogs. But
yeah, for people who aren't hog hunters or maybe not familiar with how hog hunts work, they're all a little bit different, of course. But this one is, like Tanner said, is that you bring in your 3 biggest hogs. This was a dead weigh-in, not live weigh-in. We started Friday at 5 p.m. The hunt starts, and then weigh-in was noon on Sunday. So I don't know how many hours that is, but it's plenty. And it's just, this one was 3 team members, so team members can bring dogs. And then this hunt allowed 2 helpers. I think you had to pay for the helpers, didn't you?
yeah, you had to pay for the helpers.
$50 a helper if you want those.
If you did the side pots, it was just $100 a piece, basically. Yeah. But no, we had a good time. Ed had the luxury. We got the okay to have him go with us, and he did some. We started this podcast as we was kind of hunting, just some, summing up what happened on each turnout with at the end of it. We got on some long races, and the dog, I thought the dogs did really good. I couldn't complain about the bay dog side of it. They all hunted. They went and done their job. But Ed had the best view of it of anybody. He didn't have to carry nothing or anything.
Well, in the beginning, I tried to carry this recording equipment. Quickly realized that's not really doable in a hog hunt.
Yeah, he's a little soft.
I had all these cables and this expensive recording equipment I'm trying to be careful with, and we're crawling through greenbriers and down hills and up mountains, and it's got to be a bit much.
But, what was your thoughts on the whole deal?
It's fun. I'm not that big of a fan of the hog hunting competitions anymore. Just because I'm getting older, and 2.5 days is tough. So, that's what we was talking about at weigh-in. Some of them, like Tanner and I have put on a few of them, a couple of them. And I think both times we did it, it was just a 24-hour hunt, and you just weighed in your one big hog. I'm a fan of the one-day hunts. I think it's easier on people that don't have as many spots or as good a spots. You still, in a one-day hunt with a 1 hog, you still have a chance to win, even if you don't have all the primo spots.
Yeah, and if you don't have up-team dogs to hunt, some people only have 2 or 3 bay dogs,
and that's the thing. People don't. Some people probably, maybe people that aren't from hog hunting, wouldn't think of in the beginning. But when you're hunting dogs that long, especially hog dogs, which is kind of a high impact kind of sport, it takes a bunch of dogs.
And you're figuring out your spots. What's going to be easiest to get pigs in and out and stuff like that.
And that was kind of the thinking on Tanner hunting this one. Me and Tanner have hunted plenty of tournaments there by our house. It's pretty, we call them mountains. People from the mountains wouldn't call them mountains, but we call them mountains. It's rough. And just the time involved, even after you catch a good hog, to get it out and back to the truck can take hours. So, like Tanner said, this time we went down kind of western Oklahoma where it's flat. And would you know it, we found mountains and they were tough. We wasted, we did kind of waste. We wasted all day Saturday.
Yeah, we caught it was a boar hog, wasn't it, that first one?
Yeah.
We caught a boar hog, and it was, oh shit, what am I doing?
You're good.
Anyways, I just run a red light. But
No, it was not working, that stop sign back there.
Well, we're alive, but we caught the first one, awesome spot, got it out pretty easy, and then Iggy, an older female that I have, she rolled out, and I think it was almost a mile, and bait the next one, and we got there, and like we was talking about, the bulldogs, I don't know if they even got all the way to her or not, and it broke again, and man, it went over some big old rock outcrops, so we looked like mountain climbers for a little while. But I think we baited that pig 4 times, and every time was, over half mile away from the other spot. And it just, when you're on foot and no roads to get to it, even if we caught that pig, we'd have wasted all our evening getting it out of there.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where you just keep piggybacking, it breaks, and then you go another mile, and it bays up, and then now you're a mile and 3/4 away from the truck, and then it breaks, and it goes another half mile. And Tanner's dog's not going to quit. It's just going to keep, when it busts, it's going to keep following that pig, so you really don't have any choice. But what was the... Cody had his phone, and it keeps track of all that. Saturday, what was the walk count?
We walked 11 miles and 110 flights of stairs.
It was pretty country. It really was.
And walking that, it wasn't a slow paced walk. It was getting to it.
It was like rolling hills that were really pretty. I mean, it really looked like West Texas. Just kind of some scrub, big smooth rolling hills. But then when you got to the draws between those hills, it was like Vietnam down there.
Giant limestone rocks you had to crawl over.
But it was, like I told you guys, winning the hunt or not, I like to go hunt new places. It's not that I don't enjoy hunting at home, that's why we do it, but it's always good to hunt something. Like, we hunted a lot of farm ground, for y'all listening, and I was telling those guys, I said, wait and see. I said, these pigs smell different from eating that wheat. It's just weird. I don't really know why, but they got wheat planted everywhere, and I don't know, it's just wild to me that they smell that much different from their diet. And
what about that first hog? The first hog we got, we didn't really have our stuff together. Friday night we didn't start hunting. We could have started hunting at 5. We didn't start till 7 or 7:30, but pretty quick we caught a pretty spotted sow, black and white spotted sow.
Yeah, she was about as spotted as you get one, and
but
we got up to her, and I smelled something. I knew it wasn't right, and these guys, since I'd been telling them that story, they're like, "Oh my god!" But I guess she had been shot in the leg from just somebody hunting with a rifle. It had to be probably a week before that, probably.
Yeah.
And, if not longer than that.
Oh my goodness, her leg was
rotten,
and those guys looked at me before we realized that she had been shot. Like, oh my god, they do stink. But no, they don't smell like that, obviously, but they do. They have a different odor to them, I guess.
But we didn't even bother hauling that sow out.
No,
I wasn't carrying her.
And she wouldn't have helped us out any in the long run either, but she was probably 3/4 of a mile from any pickup, and she was rotten, so we didn't even mess with her. But the next morning we kind of regrouped, and we started on some bottomland hunting down there, and we got on the pigs right off the bat. I think we did a record after that one. We ended up catching our biggest sow down there, and what did she weigh when she was field dressed earlier?
Like 147, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. She had dried up some, from you have to gut them for these tournaments, or a lot of them anyways, or field dress. But she wasn't quite as heavy as what we thought she was going to be, but she was a really healthy sow. And then what do we go after that? We go back to the mountains. That's when we wasted all our time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But before that, like on that first sow we caught Saturday morning, the one you're just talking about, the bulldog, we were right there when we sent bulldogs, and there was two sows. One of them was quite a bit bigger than the one we ended up catching, but they busted, and those pigs didn't even want to leave. They just made they made a circle around us, probably 100-yard circle.
They made two of them.
They make two circles?
Yeah.
But we, like I said, it was two black sows. And the one we caught wasn't bad size, but the one with her was quite a bit bigger. And we was hoping they were staying side by side. And then bulldogs finally got caught up and caught, and we heard it. We was hoping it was that big one, but it didn't turn out to be.
Yeah, and that's how it goes. Usually, especially when you see pigs too, you're not gonna catch one that you want to catch. But then what do we do after that? Like I said, we wasted our time. Basically, not waste our time, but we enjoyed it. But for the hunt aspect of it, we did. And then we kind of regrouped and got something to eat. Cody ate 2 jars of pickles.
It's cramping up
because his legs were cramping. But
well, when we was climbing all them mountains for hours, Clay Mindemann had a son with him who's getting ready to turn 10, and he was wearing rubber boots, and he matched us step for step.
Oh yeah, he did good.
He was starting to feel it, and we had walked so far we'd gotten close to a buddy of Clay's place. So Clay made a phone call, and me, Clay, and Tate had the different landowner come pick us up, and they drove us around, and Cody and Tanner and Luke and Ty continued the chase for another, I think you guys did like 4 more miles after that, after we left.
Yeah, and that's when we done the rock climbing.
And I was thinking, I was like, people, I guess we're doing it for fun too, but people go climb rocks for no motive at the top. I guess self-satisfaction, but it's a lot cooler when there might be a big boar hog on top of that bluff or something, I guess.
And that's kind of the fun part about competitions, I guess, is that you do push yourself a lot further than you do when you're just hunting for fun.
And then, so after we went to the Sonic and got us something to eat, where did we go then? We went back out to the hills, right, where the windmills were?
Yeah, we was up on the top of a ridge there that was lined with those gigantic windmills. We was hunting right underneath them. Yeah,
who we kick out? Chicken Sissy.
Yep.
I think they went like 600, and man, they started baying solid. They, wasn't even hardly moving. I kind of got my hopes up. I thought it might have been a really big one, just because he's confident enough he didn't have to run.
Yeah, bait him in the middle of a field.
And we got up there and we caught a boar hog. Probably, what was he, 135 probably?
Yeah, that's what he was.
Probably 135 pounds. And so we got him caught pretty quick. Really, it probably wasn't a 15-minute deal from start to finish. And we regrouped and started him again up towards these windmills. And they got out probably 600 from us and started digging around. I just turned the truck off, and they worked their way up over top of this, or kind of around of this mountain, so to speak, with the windmills that was on top. And they got over there probably a couple 100 yards from a wheat field in Beta. Pretty good size group of pigs, I thought it was.
There was 0.59 when they made those.
And what do you think that sow weighed? We ended up getting caught out of that. She's probably our second biggest still yet. We had a hard time getting anything big locked down. At the end of the night last night, we kicked loose, and Clay had some of his dogs out, and I had my 2 females run around, and it was like kind of a creek bottom, and it was just zigging and zagging the way that water channel went. And I think that pig crossed it on them, 4 or 5 times probably, and we never did. We had him bayed just for a little bit, and they got almost to him. They was about to unsnap the bulldogs, and he broke. So I'm sure he knew the game already. But
yeah, at that place, we were darn near in town on that place. We've been driving around that weekend, and we kept noticing just right there on the outskirts of town, the side of the highway was just rooted all to pieces, and there was a big old dead boar hog right there on the side of the road. So Clay had permission on that spot, so we hit it that night. I was done.
Sleep in the truck.
I went. I think that's the first time I haven't gone to a bay in my life. I can't think of never going to one before.
So
I was beat.
And no comment, I guess. No, it was late, and like I said, it was moving pretty good. But at the same time, they had him locked down for just a little bit, and then he swam the main channel, so to speak, of that creek river. It was probably a 40-yard wide, 50-yard wide in one spot, and then it had a bunch of fingers, and it was just a mess. But 2 dogs ended up swimming the creek with him and come back around, cross some railroad tracks, and I mean he put them for the test when they was already tired, and he beat us.
All them hogs that y'all caught were all pretty. They were pretty. It was a pretty matching set.
Yeah, and
I'd say they were all right around 200 with guts.
Yeah, pretty close at least. They was probably 200 pounders. Nothing to be super excited about when you're in a tournament, but you never know. You know, everybody else could have had harder luck than you did that day, or that weekend. But.
Well, the last tournament that we hunted was that 24-hour last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a one-day hunt, and that was another rough one. We were talking about it this weekend. We walked, in 24 hours, we walked 25 miles. And we didn't think we did very good, and then y'all went to weigh in and got second place and missed first place by like
ounces.
It was less than a pound.
Less than a pound.
And the last hunt we hunted, man, it was hard. This one we stopped and we slept, and we wasn't too worried about just trying to catch as many hogs as we could, and I like it that way. I don't want everything to be in a hurry. That's when you start making mistakes on stuff, and you get a dog hurt or anything like that. And Clay kind of taught me that when I was start hunting, whenever you just let them do their job, and just get to the bay and get it caught, and don't make it a big deal. You ain't got to run a mile to them. If they're baying, they're baying, and if they end up losing, they losing. But he taught me a lot when it come to that, and I think that's why I enjoyed the weekend so much. Is that we was hunting a tournament and we wanted to catch everything, but at the same time we wasn't just staying up for 48 hours to do it. We took naps, and it made it a little more enjoyable.
Yeah, we were lucky to have a bunkhouse to use. We actually, it's not like we slept a bunch, but we got 5 or 6 hours a night.
And the last tournament we hunted, we never stopped. We only thing we stopped for was to switch dogs and grab something at a convenience store on the way to the next place, and we caught a lot of hogs, especially for the hills at the house, and but it exhausted us. I think I was so tired, I got sick from it. I lost my voice and everything. Remember that?
Yeah.
And but that's just part of it. You want to be competitive.
Yeah, I used to hunt them tournaments for the 2.5 days, and we would literally not sleep. Or if we did sleep, it'd be like 1 hour on Saturday night, and it's just miserable. dogs torn to pieces and pads run off of them, and they're just exhausted, and you're exhausted, and that's why I say, I mean, I'm too old to do it anymore, but it is kind of fun just to kind of push yourself.
That's what hunting down there in the country we was in is when they got up on the sides of the hills, man, the cactus and stuff was bad on their feet, and our dogs in northeast Oklahoma, they're just not used to that at all. And I mean, I don't know if you can ever get used to it, so to speak, but they're pretty stoved up this morning when we decided to head back home, and
they're ready for their dog houses.
Yeah, I'm ready for my dog house, and my wife puts me in a little while. So.
Yeah.
You know what app I use on my phone more than any other app besides the podcast app to listen to this here podcast? I use onX. onX Maps is the most comprehensive mapping system for hunters on the market today. I use it all the time. When I was in New Mexico, I was looking at 40,000 acres of ranch that I needed to learn. I flip open onX and just start studying the map. When I'm riding trails, I put the tracking app on. It helps me get around in strange country. I could mark water sources, food sources, bear sign, just all kinds of options within onX. You need to check out onX Maps by going to houndsmanxp.com. Click on the link on our sponsor page. You'll go right to onX Maps, and when you check out, enter the code HXP20 and you will get 20% off of your order. Know where you stand with onX.
Well, yeah, we didn't. We went away and we didn't hang around. Kind of weighed our hogs and then left. But what was the? What do you think that big? There was one team there that had a good bar hog, good cutters on him. What do you think he weighed gutted?
He told me it was like
275, wasn't it? 270s.
270 gutted.
I thought it was.
I think he told me it was 202 gutted. Is what he told me.
I thought he said he was 270.
He probably was with the guts in him. He was a big pig. And
yeah.
He probably had, I don't know,
4.5 inch cutters.
Yeah, 3 or 4 inch cutters. He was a good pig, but he was a bar, so he didn't count towards biggest boar, and that was a side pot. So
but he counted on the stringer, right?
He counted on the stringer, and that's what helped him out. It's awesome, that's what it's about. It's trying to catch big pigs. And I don't remember who caught it, but it was a good pig.
I think it was Lane Luker, didn't they say?
I don't remember. We was tired, and we knew we didn't have a chance of taking home any money, so we just got out of there. So
when we was driving to weigh in, I was telling Tanner I had an idea we might try to do the next time. This was kind of a small hunt. There was 8 teams. Some of them are bigger, but we were saying next time there's a hunt, it might be a good idea or something fun for people to listen to if we go to weigh in and tell everybody ahead of time and do 15-minute interview with each team or each team that want to do it. I think that might be kind of cool.
What was your tournament you wanted to do a while ago?
Yeah, I had an idea for a tournament. I always come up with these ideas for tournaments and nobody wants to do them, but big hogs, so just you weigh in one hog, you weigh in one catfish, and then you weigh in one coon in 3 days. I think that'd be fun.
Only ones that would enter it would be us.
Yeah. The other idea I had for a competition that I thought was good but nobody ever liked was it's a one hog. So you got 24 hours to hunt and catch one hog, and then at the weigh-in, everybody meets up there at the end of that first 24 hours. And ahead of time, they put their smokers or however they want to cook the hog there. And then you got 24 hours, and everybody cooks a hog, and it's like a hog hunting / cooking.
You've been watching too many of these new outdoor shows that meat to table and woods to table, and yeah, you've been watching too many of those.
I don't really watch those. I had that idea a few years ago, so I'm probably ahead of that. They probably got it from me.
Yeah, you're usually ahead of the game.
I think that would be fun, though.
It would be neat.
He just wants free food.
Well, let me ask you this: if your hog tournament is for big hog, you think that's going to put you at a disadvantage on the cooking?
No. The competition is just strictly on the cooking side.
Oh.
You just have 24 hours to go catch your pig, so you're not trying to catch some big boar hog. You're trying to catch something that's going to be good to eat. Because it kind of goes back, like we were talking in that one podcast that me, you, and Cody did, where, you know, the eating side of it is a big side of hunting, traditionally. And
yeah.
I think we've kind of gotten away from that. But it was actually me and Seth Cobb who came up with the cooking concept, and that was because we were driving somewhere.
You started talking about crazy shit.
Well, no, we started talking about how we didn't like hog hunts because there's no real social aspect to it, because every team, when you show up to weigh in, everybody's dog tired and everybody just wants to weigh their hog, see if they want, and then
get away from each other,
get out of there. And every time you have a hog hunting competition, it causes rifts. You know, people are unhappy. Then this guy cheated, that guy cheated. So in my mind, they kind of tear our community apart.
Oh, 100%.
So I was like, so if you got rid of that, and then you got 24 hours to cook this pig you caught, that means all the hog hunting teams are going to be hanging out for 24 hours at some place cooking, and everybody's going to be drinking beer and talking, and
then the fights are going to break out.
Then they can fight in person. Yeah, they can fight in person. They don't have to do it on Facebook.
Oh, let's not get started about that. But no, that's a good idea. I'll enter it.
I would enter it. I think it'd be fun.
But the catfishing thing, that's not going to work out, because what'll happen is, well, all three of us will take my boat out, and then you just basically, who has the better side of the boat that night, you're just going to win the catfishing part of it.
No, but we'd be on a team.
No, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, Ed's not very good help on catfishing.
We're the only three going to enter it. So we're going to be the only team in it. So basically, we might as well just go hunting and just cook our dinner.
Yeah, you're probably right. Nobody would enter it.
Yeah.
But I think hog hunting competitions have got kind of stale. I think somebody needs to do something different.
I've been wanting to put on just a big pig. It don't matter if it's boar, sow, whatever. I don't care if it's a bar. And 24-hour, 2-man team with dogs, and then however many helpers you want to take with you. Like, it's not that big a deal, you know. But more help you got, the better off you are. And I mean, I get it. The bigger tournaments when they do that, because it is a setback how much help you have when you're trying to get a pig out of a big hole or mountain or whatever.
The mountain that we had to go up last night.
Well, yeah, I mean, some of these, the bigger competitions we was talking about this weekend. A friend of mine, David Shepard, won one a few years ago. He's dead now, and David Shepard's an honest man. They did not cheat. I can assure everybody. But in a 2.5-day hunt, I don't remember exactly, but I want to say they caught 78 hogs.
Yeah.
So you start thinking about the logistics, and in that 78, I mean, there wasn't a bunch of 40-pounders. I mean, they were good sized hogs. Not all 300, but there wasn't a bunch of like 30 and 40. So just the logistics of dragging those hogs out of somewhere and moving them and all that's where your helpers come in.
And that's another reason I want to be a little more relaxed, fun, so to speak, is that you don't have to just kill yourself. Like I had the idea of the one big hog, and kind of everybody shot it down. Like, well, my spot, my spot this. Like, well, that makes no sense to me in my head. And I get that, but if I have 3 spots and another guy has 15 and they're all 10,000 acres, he has way more likelihood of piling up 15 head than I do catching 15.
And on a one hog, I mean, there's a lot of guys who don't have access to private. Exactly. And most of those guys don't hunt tournaments. So if you're doing a one hog, that opens it up to guys who hunt public. And nobody's seen it the way I did, I guess. And if you have
3 bay dogs and a bulldog, you can go catch just as big a pig as I can on one turnout.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. They didn't see it like the way I did, and in a 24-hour tournament, you don't have to catch a 300-pounder to win it. You might catch a 60-pounder and beat everybody else.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And,
I think it levels the playing field a lot.
And I don't know. I've been kicked that one around in my head. And
Well, that's what we did, though, isn't it? When we did the ODHA hunt?
no, we did Big 3.
Did we do Big 3?
We did Big 3.
Huh?
And but I really think that would go over good. Just the one hog, one big hog. And you can do a side pot if everybody wants to do one of some kind, big teeth, and you could do a big sow, but your main deal would be just big hog, straight across the board, and try to get it, you know, where you can have more helpers, where people are taking kids and doing stuff like that. In which a lot of hunts you can still take kids, but I think it'd be better.
Yeah, I'd be down for it.
And I'm thinking like a $10,000 entry fee.
Yeah,
you know,
sounds
stuff like
reasonable.
that. You know, something people can afford.
Yeah, you know, a good payout of $250,000 or so.
Yeah. Then you could hog hunt the rest of the year. But no, well, that's kicking around in my head. I'm thinking about doing it. So
we need to do another one for that's actually for ODHA. That's actually where me and Seth come up with the idea for the cooking one, is because we were brainstorming for an ODHA tournament, which ODHA is Oklahoma Dog Hunter Association. So we didn't want to do a tournament that tears people apart. We wanted to try to come up with an idea of a tournament that, you know, brings people together more than makes people argue about who cheated or whatnot. That's what we got to do, though. We got to do with one hog for ODHA.
well, I'm game. Just tell me when. Do it before it gets hot. But what else is your that you seen that you liked this weekend, and something that you didn't like about what happened on everything?
Well, I really liked it when we hunted the flat land. Because that's something we never get to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I really like that part.
I used to think I didn't like hills, and going up them to me is a lot easier than going down them anymore.
Man, same thing happened last year when we did the 24-hour hunt. My right knee, I don't really have knee problems, but if I go walking mile after mile in hills, when I start going down a hill, my knee just like wants to lock up. And as soon as I get to the bottom, I'm fine. I mean, a little bit sore, but I can walk fine. And going up, I don't have a problem, but going down kills me. When y'all baited that hog underneath that windmill, y'all took off down. They had to go downhill to go get it. And I took off after y'all. I wasn't even trying to keep up. And I just didn't know if I was going to make it. I stopped. I said, man, I'm not going to even bother to go down there to it. There ain't no sense in it. They're going to come right back this way. And then I heard those bulldogs hit. I started walking again. I got to get down there. I made it down, but it really wasn't a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, you walk down just to get to walk back up, didn't you?
Yeah, but even then, like, I was really having a hard time going down that hill. But then as soon as we turned to go back up, I'm good.
You should have driven the pig up the hill like we did.
I couldn't. I'm not on the team. I can't.
You want to talk about hard?
The Houndsman XP podcast is fueled by Joy Dog Food. Joy Dog Food has a rich tradition of supporting the Houndsman of America. Founded in 1945, Joy is proud of its history and the relationship it has built with the American Houndsman. And in 76 years, there's never been a recall. Made with 100% American-made high-quality ingredients, Joy Dog Food has one of the highest calorie-dense formulas on the market. For 76 years, this made-in-America product has kept hunting dogs in the field day after day, season after season. And when we say made in America, Joy has a long track record of fighting for American freedoms by being on the front lines against the animal rights movement and their extremist tactics. Joy will fuel your hounds and fight for your freedoms. Fueled by Joy.
That was probably the most impressive thing of the whole weekend is we walked back up that hill/mountain and to get the truck and get it a little closer with the dogs that we had and stuff, and Cody, Luke, and what was the other boy's name? Ty,
yeah.
we got the truck. made it up there pretty decent time, I thought, with the dogs, and got it loaded, and they had the pig already at the top. I mean, like, I thought they cheated get it to the top, but they didn't. They hauled butt.
I was gassed after that.
So how many, were you 2 jars of pickles down?
Yeah. Half a jar of banana peppers.
Half a jar of banana peppers.
Okay, get this. So after we did all that walking Saturday, like, we knew cramps were coming. Like, our legs are going to start cramping. So we need to get to a dollar store and get some pickles. Cody buys 2 jars of pickles and a jar of banana peppers. Eats the 2 jars of pickles in record time. And then, here about 30 minutes ago, we stopped to get some diesel. Cody goes in and gets a chicken sandwich. And then opens it up. And there's pickles on it. And he takes them off.
I already had enough pickles for the week.
You had enough pickles for the year.
They was warm. I don't like warm pickles. I'm not a serial killer.
You think that's a sign?
Yeah. Eating hot pickles. I mean, spicy pickles would be different, but just warm, lukewarm pickles.
I bought a jar of pickles. I ate one, I think, and then I just drank all the juice out of it.
Oh, I drank a whole case of water, a 4 or 5 pack of Gatorade.
Now you're on the Pedialyte.
Yeah, Pedialyte.
It's going to take me a week to recover from all the junk we ate.
I'm getting ready because Ed said we was wrestling today.
Yeah, that was the plan on Friday, that Sunday me and Cody's going to wrestle.
But after him talking all sad on us, I'm not going to wrestle. I don't want to hurt him. He's too hurting and sore. He's too old.
I'm good.
You say that until I wrestle you, then you'll be trying to stab me or something because I beat you.
Yeah, I'm going to go counting those eggs.
All video.
Yeah. We'll try to get Chris to put that up on the Patreon site. You got to pay to watch the wrestling match.
Yeah. You're like, it'd be about as good as a Jake Paul fight. How much is it? How much would it cost to watch you and Cody fight?
I don't know. I mean, nothing ridiculous. I mean, probably $20.
Yeah, I'm like, it ain't gonna be worth $20. Like $5.99.
Yeah, I mean,
It might be worth $20 if I take a knife out.
He will, because he'll get mad.
Nobody likes to lose.
No, you're right. They don't. That's why I don't want to fight them. I don't want to get stabbed.
And that's part of the, like, I mean, we do that every time we hunt. Not wrestle, but just, like, give each other hell. But
Constantly.
We shit talk to each other.
yeah.
From when we see each other to when we leave.
But a tournament is like 3 days of that. You always, I mean, we have laughed so much. I mean, 99% of it we wouldn't dare record and put on here.
No.
But that's another aspect of the tournament. It's just kind of
I think the best part of the whole deal of the shit talking was the Cody bought a case of water, and it was just for team members only. so Ed didn't get any water this weekend.
No, that was not the best. The best was we're at
No.
The best is we're at Sonic, and Cody ordered 2 Footlong wieners and swallowed them like a pro.
No, me and Ed talked so much shit. I was going to get a Footlong coney, and I said no because he'll be going to start talking shit. So I just got a cheeseburger instead. I already knew it was coming, so I just didn't do it.
It's pretty bad.
I wasn't going to set myself up for failure.
It's pretty bad when you change your eating pattern.
The people around you determine what you're going to eat. And what you're not.
We're so scared of each other, shit talking each other. We watch what we do.
Yeah, we should make a Patreon and record all that.
I don't know about all that. Yeah, Ed, last night, he was so grumpy, laying down in the back seat of a T100, plenty of room to spread out.
Oh yeah, plenty.
And you wouldn't want a recording of that.
Not that. And I was thinking back to that last tournament we did in that truck, and that's when I start falling to pieces, is like when I start getting leg cramps and I'm in that tiny back seat. Can't stretch your legs straight.
Well, What do y'all think?
I think we're about done. We're pulling into town here. We're going to go try to sell these hogs to pay for Tanner's diesel money.
They'd have to be really expensive hogs to pay for diesel.
Well, they'll help.
Well, some of it, huh? But, all right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Maybe if there is a fight, I will record it. We'll do $3.99 for the first fight, and then when the rematch comes around,
I think we should wait and see how good the fight is till we put a price on it.
No, I'm gonna go ahead.
I know the fight's not gonna be good, Ed.
I'm gonna go ahead and set it in $3.99.
Okay.
But I am kind of worried. No one wants to fight a knife maker.
No. But that's all right. If he pulls out a knife, I'm gonna shoot him in the kneecap. That's fair.
I mean, a knife is one thing. A gun is another.
That's the deal. If the gun gets pulled, it's gonna be a little more expensive for the fight. But all right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
We'll see y'all next time.